I love strength training. I love lifting. I love lifting heavy weight.
That's me.
See,
Yeah,
I'll do it every so often, but like I don't do it as often as you. I did buy myself a trap bar.
Right.
On your recommendation. Yeah, I know.
Boom.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great investment.
Yeah, you're right. I think Andrew actually said the same thing. I was talking about the same discussion I had with you, I had with him, and was kind of running through what I would get. Ultimately decided on that. But yeah, I don't love training heavy anymore. I did when I was younger. I was super into it. And I don't know, at some point, there was just this drop off for me. And I'll do it every so often now, but I just stopped enjoying it as much. I think my body started to respond differently. And maybe it was just injuries catching up with me. Maybe it was just my interests started to vary. But I still love to train. And when I started to do more OCR OCR races, I started to train differently. And I hated that at first too, to be honest. And I just learned to love it. So it's weird because now with the trap bar, I think I do want to start to get into a little bit more of a heavyweight, but I don't.
You also have to do what you enjoy and you love. Granted, it's not, like I say, offensive. And you know, if pump work is what you love to do, or I know you do OCR stuff, but if you like to get a lot of blood in the muscle and do more bodybuilding,
pump work.
Yeah, but I'm throwing you lobs right now.
Not really not into pump work.
I keep throwing these lobs. You should be able to knock this out of the park right now.
I was just taking that one in. Yeah, I know. I get it. Pump off, pump work. Yeah, I don't think so, Don. Sicko.
I believe you got to do what you enjoy. I mean, just what frustrates me is when people are doing things and it's just beating the living crap out of them.
Well, I actually have a question for you, Zach, based
Sure.
on your type of training, and Don, maybe you can. Chime in. I'm a big believer in. I think every good training program should be based on progression, which was why I think Wendler's 5-3-1 is so important for anybody because it forces you to progress. So like the way you train, and I don't think we've ever really worked out, but I've seen you train. I know how you train. Like, how do you progress workout to workout? Like, what's your I've never. He just like looks like that. Yeah. How do you progress workout to workout? Like, how do you keep track of what you're doing, and how do you like increase the difficulty? So
it depends on the event. You know what I'm going for. Like, there's times where I'll know I'm weak in my grip, so I'll do a lot of like upper body grip strength and a lot of maybe just farmer's carry, something like that. That's really going to tax my grip. But I always want to make sure that I try to get a full body workout every time I'm doing something. I don't really focus on any. I don't just do like biceps anymore. I might throw like on certain days, I may throw some extra ancillary stuff in there just to feel it. But like really, I start to think about where I lagged the last time. And it usually, for me, it's endurance, just straight up. Like, I usually gas out. So it's a lot of, because I don't love to run. I fucking hate it. So I had to really get myself mentally into at least finding a way to enjoy it, specifically because there's no music when I was doing it. And again, I wasn't doing these like, you know, I did a bunch of long ones, and it was long races, and it was very new to me. So it was very different for me, and I was learning. It was a lot of trial and error, and there was times where I definitely screwed up stuff. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the mic because I'm starting to play with it on camera, but I don't even care at this point.
So yeah, like funny. A lot of times, so I would keep that
mic.
Yeah, but there's times where if I'm training for on a weekend 4 to 6 hours, which sucks, but I also was doing that to see how my body would respond, knowing I'd be out on the course for 24 at some point, or at one point it was 27, I think was the longest I did. I had to see how I was going to feel. And I also had to see like what I could do in terms of bursts of energy. So how much would I have to eat if I was going to go on a long run, a 10-mile run, and then come back and do circuits for an hour, and then do stairs for 30 minutes, and then come back up and do 5 Tabata. You know what I mean? It was really just me keeping tabs on what I was doing and how I was feeling. And a lot of times it was really just figuring out how to eat more, how to do that, which I have a hard time doing, period. Yeah. And just seeing, okay, where did I really feel weak? Because it's not like, it's a different style of training. Yeah. And it's like, it was really weird. Every race I did, something new would come up. Sometimes it was balance. Like my balance sucked. Like I couldn't balance on beams. I couldn't balance on like the I don't know what they're the ribbon things. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
So I
Those
do
slack lines?
Yeah, I suck at them. I'm terrible.
It is
So there's
they're
that.
very hard.
Yeah, and so it was a lot of it was just it was new. So and that's what I think was really so enjoyable for me was that discovery. Whereas I know that if I'm going to go train for so like I don't know a different event like a sport, I know what's ahead of me,
Right.
and I'm not interested in that right now.